Well, they did it. They did it. Colorado won again. Colorado 36, Nebraska 14. I could talk about Jeff Sims, but I'm not. I'm going to talk about Colorado to lead this off. We had a bold prediction during the series of bold predictions we had in summer, and someone predicted that Colorado would start off 2-0. I thought it was crazy. So I said that was a 9.5 on the boldness scale, and the scale only goes to 10. So what am I thinking at the time? Well, I have no clue how good Colorado is going to be, and I'm also thinking to myself, TCU is going to be favored by 3 touchdowns. At the time, Jesse, I think Nebraska was about a touchdown favorite. So I'm just thinking, what are the odds? Like, what are the raw mathematical, statistical odds that they pull that off? Slim. Not none, but slim. And now they've done it. They have done it. And what I said in that video, because I had to go watch it earlier today to make sure I didn't say anything too egregious, is I said, hey, if they do this, Shedeur Sanders is going to have to play out of his mind. I got your padlock stat here. Through 2 games, 78% completion percentage, 903 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He's also run the ball a fair amount. So, Shedeur Sanders has played out of his mind. And it's really aggravated people when he has said so far, hey, this hasn't been quite the step up in competition I thought it would be. Well, here's my motto, and always has been, about that sort of stuff. As long as you are going to play every Saturday, as long as you have to back up your talk as much as you want to. What I don't want to hear is second-string guys running their mouth. No one cares what you think. You don't matter right now to that degree. Shedeur Sanders is in the spotlight. He touches the ball every play. You talk as much as you want to. Because if you're wrong, you'll get humbled. And if you're right, you deserve to say whatever you want to. This was the largest crowd in Folsom Field for a football game in 15 years. Travis Hunter's the headliner on this team, and for good reason, and he had another good day yesterday. But man, it is not a 1 or 2 man show there. Like Jimmy Horn Jr., really, really good player. Xavier Weaver, back-to-back 100-yard games. So they've got names popping up all over the place that if you follow recruiting or the portal really hardcore, you already know. Most of you guys don't follow it to that degree. So you're watching a Colorado game and you're saying, man, that Xavier Weaver. What is his name? Xavier who? Weaver? That kid's good. That kid's really good. It's not just Deion's kid and Travis Hunter, is it? No, it is not. And the more you watch them, the more you realize that. You know, they got Colorado State this week. Now, this is the spot where Colorado gets to be the big favorite. They get to be the 3-touchdown favorite. And then they go to Oregon. Breathe that fresh new Pac-12 air while you still can out there. Oregon's about to go to the Big Ten. Colorado's about to go to the Big 12. They're going to play a Pac-12 matchup in 2 weeks. Just get past Colorado State. This is not a team that can be overlooking anyone. No one ever should. But Colorado can't be affording to do that. I think they'll win Saturday. And if they go into Oregon 4-0, how fun is that going to be? How fun is that going to be? So I warned you about something with Colorado, and it's happening. I warned you right before the season started and then again after they beat TCU. There is a thing that college football fans sometimes do that's called recalibration of expectation. That's this thing where you win one game last year, Vegas puts your over-under win total at 3.5 or whatever it was, and people say you'll start 0-2. Then you win the first game. Then you win the second game. And those same people who thought you'd lose start saying, well, yeah, but you only beat TCU. Well, yeah, but I mean, Jeff Sims is terrible for Nebraska. You only beat Nebraska. Stop that. You don't get to do that. If you expected them to come out on the short end before, you can't explain it away when they don't. You don't get to recalibrate your expectations, because what happens is Colorado ends up way overachieving relative to the preseason standard, but then you just change the standard on the fly in the middle of the season, and you retroactively get to call them a failure still. That's not the way that works. But it's happening. It's going to continue to happen. How many people have you already heard as Deion Sanders gets praised and his team gets praised? How many folks have you started to hear say, well, yeah, but they only beat TCU? Dude, TCU played Georgia in a national championship last year. This team sucked horribly. They were a one-win team. Different teams entirely, aren't they? But you don't get to say, it was only TCU. You don't get to say it was only Nebraska when that team was favored by a touchdown over him in the preseason odds market. You don't get to do that, but people are doing it anyway. Now, I do want to address this one thing about Nebraska. I've got some dear, dear friends of mine who are noted Matt Rhule unapologists, or as you would call them on the streets, haters. And they're telling me Matt Rhule's a joke. They're telling me Matt Rhule's a fraud. He's been exposed. People just thought too highly of him at Baylor. He tricked people. They were seeing him from 50,000 feet, but didn't really see him on the ground level, and now everyone's seeing him. Everyone's not seeing Matt Rhule's Nebraska. We haven't even peeled the sticker off of this program under Matt Rhule yet. They could go 3-9 for all I care. That doesn't tell me anything about how bad he is. They were terrible at Baylor his first year. Temple, where he was, I think, they were terrible his first year. It's always taken them a year to turn it around. What do they do in year two? So my big question with Nebraska was, could the portal speed that up a little bit for him this year? It looks like maybe no. Still kind of early in the season. I have not seen a thing that dampens my view of Matt Rhule. I think the dude's a wonderful coach. I think he will get it turned around there. And year one is year one. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, how about this? How about the folks who are saying that? Tell me what you think about Steve Sarkisian right now. And then tell me what you were saying about him in year one. You know? So this happens all the time. You're not learning, or you're not drawing final conclusions on coaches, I hope you're not, based on what they do at a college program in their first year.